This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 1905, Fat and Unhappy, How Overconsumption Eats Away at the Self, by Helene Massicotte of freetopursue.com. And I'm Justin Malik, your very own personal narrator today and every day. This is a relatively short podcast, usually fewer than 10 minutes, where I read one article to you from the best blogs on the planet with permission from the authors. And on that note, let's keep this short, get right to today's post, and start optimizing your life. Fat and Unhappy, How Overconsumption Eats Away at the Self, by Helene Massicotte of freetopursue.com. I can't believe the last few weeks. A flu morphed into another 2 weeks of absolute unadulterated slacking, and this is after I started to feel better. My good habits took a nosedive and I feel awful. I can't believe how quickly our bodies and our minds adapt to a new level of laziness and need for creature comforts. Hedonic adaptation is expensive for your soul and your wallet. I'm embarrassed to say that I've fallen victim to idleness, taking the easy way out of what seems to be everything. I seek what's least painful, most restful, most enjoyable, and least productive. I'm cutting corners, doing work that's good enough, or dodging it altogether. I'm spending more money than usual for convenience, and I've even let a goal slip by that I'll regret for a long time. I went from walking and biking, working full days and ignoring TV to being a car-driving couch potato, indulging in day-long TV fests, periodic napping, and ignoring all household chores that doesn't include making myself something to eat with as little work as possible and the least nutritional value. I am now also at 2 to 3 glasses of wine a day instead of my usual glass. WTF. I'm not even thinking about the pleasure I derive from these things anymore. What a waste. And I'm ashamed to say I seem to be dragging others down with me. Here I am doing a lot of the things that, when they are special treats, feel awesome and memorable, and I feel like a pile of garbage. I'm slightly depressed now, 6 pounds heavier, and feel I have very little to show for the last 2 weeks beyond an expanded waistline. I'm not even thinking about the pleasure I derive from these things anymore, or about the satisfaction of a job well done when I'm focused on writing and working on projects that fuel my passions, what gives meaning to my thoughts and actions. Well, today, I say enough. Enough with taking leisure for granted, leisure that's starting to have the opposite effect on my level of happiness. Enough with thinking that sitting on the couch watching TV or surfing the net endlessly is somewhat acceptable or even desirable. Enough is enough. No more seeking immediate gratification. I want more. I want to feel the satisfaction of a job well done. I want the feeling of waiting in anticipation for some fun and relaxation. I want to plan gastronomic indulgences as opposed to making them everyday occurrences. I want to move my body to feel how strong and capable it is. I want to take the time to connect with people and have hours-long, involved conversations. I want to go to bed and fall asleep as my head hits the pillow after a very full day. I also want to feel the pride and fulfillment that comes from a day that I've lived thoughtfully, purposefully. I know it'll be tough. I cozied up with the dark side way too easily, and I will unfortunately feel its pull for a number of days until I successfully clean up my act. My success will be in every decision, every action, and fighting the knowledge that it'd be so much easier to ignore the pile of work that's waiting for me. After all, what's one more day? I've chosen to start with what I always find energizing: house cleaning. What feels better in getting back to your old self than an environment that's clean and orderly? So far, I'm halfway through the laundry. I've washed dishes, cleaned the bathrooms, and watch out, vacuum cleaner, because you're next. I think this is going to be a good start to a tough climb that will likely take more time and effort than it took to take the quick yet insidious tumble downward. You just listened to the post titled Fat and Unhappy, How Overconsumption Eats Away at the Self, by Helene Massicotte of freetopursue.com. Thank you to Helene. She actually stumbled on an old unpublished post, this one of a large number of posts she thought she had lost for good, and it served as a reminder of the many benefits of staying active and focused. She said she left this yucky period behind, but it's super important to stay vigilant, and this acts as a reminder of the pitfalls of idleness, and it helps her stay on track. So Hopefully it helps you too this weekend. Thank you for listening on the weekend and sticking around until the end. Have a great rest of your Saturday if you're listening in real time, and I'll see you tomorrow as usual, where your optimal life awaits.